This place is almost forgotten now. It has been the scene of a civil war for the last 13 years. But something so horrendous has happened recently in Darfur that it is throwing the conflict back into the spotlight. We have evidence that the Sudanese government has used a weapon against civilians in the Jebel Mara area, which has been banned by just about every country in the world.
Amnesty International has documented at least 29 villages where we believe that suspected chemical weapons attacks took place. But on top of that, we have documented 174 villages in Jebel Mara which were affected by intentional attacks by the Sudanese authorities and irregular groups working in concert with them.
We are certain that the kinds of injuries that we've seen and the explanations for what people saw at the source of the attack could not be explained simply as the result of the explosive effects of either conventional or incendiary munitions.
We have been supplied with videos and photographs that are amongst the most shocking Amnesty has seen, particularly because they show horrendous injuries to the most vulnerable: children. You have time to look away, as what you're about to see is horrific and very graphic.
They show very distressing images of children who are clearly in pain, who have blisters all over some of the most sensitive areas of their bodies, gasping for breath. Chemical weapons have been banned for decades, and primarily because the indiscriminate nature of them and the sheer cruelty that they inflict just cannot be justified. It is a true violation of international norms. It is a war crime.
This civil war started in 2003 when rebel groups decided to take up arms against the Sudanese government, who they accused of oppressing Darfur's non-Arab population. In response, the government, together with local militia referred to as the Janjaweed, began a campaign of ethnic cleansing of the non-Arab population.
Since January this year, we have found there has been a massive escalation in violence. The government of Sudan have launched attacks from the air. They have launched horrific ground attacks, destroying villages, driving tens of thousands of people from their homes, as well as credible evidence that there have been a number of chemical weapons attacks in the area.
The government of Sudan is seen here, ironically celebrating the return of peace to Darfur, 2 days before the most recent suspected chemical weapons attack we've recorded.
The government of Sudan thinks it is above and beyond the law, and it is now time that we see the type of international pressure that is required to hold this government to account. There needs to be an independent investigation into what has happened here. We need to ensure that independent experts are allowed into Darfur to investigate if the use of chemical weapons has taken place, and most importantly, we need to see increased assistance to the people of Jebel Mara and increased protection to these people.